A few days ago, a thief broke into a house where there was no one staying at that point of time in a location in the Maharashtra state within India. Now, this thief realized that there were no inhabitants in that house and decided to make merry and steal whatever he could steal at that particular time from that house. So, he stole a number of items which he could collect, which also included a LED TV. Now, there were a lot of other things that he would have liked to steal. He realized that the people who were residing in that house would not be back too soon. So he decided to complete one session of the robbery on a particular night and then decide to come the very next night to steal more items. And that's what he did. He collected whatever he could, kept it in some safe place, and came back the very next night to rob few more or whatever else he could steal from that same house. So while he was on his job on the second night, he stumbled upon a photograph and memorabilia pertaining to a renowned poet in the Marathi language by the name of Narayan Gangaram Surve. Now, Narayan Gangaram Surve is a legend when it comes to poetry within the Marathi language. He was also a social activist. He was a school teacher by profession, and he worked very actively within the labor union movement in Mumbai, within Maharashtra state. Now, that particular house was actually owned by Narayan Surve, and his daughter and son-in-law were residing in that particular house. However, for a period of 10 days, Narayan Surve's daughter and son-in-law had gone to visit their son, who was staying in another location within the same state. So the moment the thief realized that this is Narayan Surve's house, he was filled with remorse. What he did was to leave his robbery attempt. He went back immediately to the place where he had kept the stolen goods that he had robbed the previous night. He brought back all the goods and kept it back in that house. In addition to that, he also left a note mentioning his apology for having tried to steal at the house of such a legendary individual. He expressed his remorse and regret, and then he left. So, this is definitely a pretty well read and a very intellectual thief in all possibility. Someone who definitely reads poetry and he knows about Narayan Surve. Because even more surprising and interesting is the fact that Narayan Surve passed away almost 14 years ago. So it's all about the legacy that he has created. So just imagine a thief having a change of heart after he realizes that this particular house belongs to the renowned poet Narayan Surve, and decides to not only stop robbery, however, bring all that he had stolen earlier, as well as tender a formal apology in writing, which was discovered by Narayan Surve's daughter and son-in-law after they came back after visiting their son. And just understand that even 14 years after Narayan Surve passed away, for him to be remembered by a thief, that's something which is a testament of the legacy that he has built. So Narayan Surve, as I mentioned, is a renowned poet and a literary figure. In fact, he has not only been awarded within his country, he also received a lot of accolades and awards internationally, including from Soviet Russia, the Soviet Union as it was called earlier, which is now called Russia. So he was well respected figure internationally. He also worked among the labor unions. He impacted a lot of people's lives, in addition to being a school teacher as well as a distinguished Marathi poet. So this goes on to say or mention the kind of enduring legacy that someone has created. Now, when it comes to legacy, it cannot be only good legacy. For example, Abraham Lincoln has a very strong positive legacy because of whatever he did in terms of abolishing slavery. So people remember him with a lot of positivity for whatever positive deeds that he has done. On the other hand, even Hitler has a legacy. Now, that legacy, unfortunately, is not good. It's definitely a bad legacy. So, it's all based on your words, actions, and deeds. By what you do, positive or negative, during your time in this earth, that's when or that's how people will remember you after you're not there or when you're not around in this particular earth. So, we need to understand to create an enduring legacy, it's going to be extremely vital to impact the lives of people positively. So, just like Narayan Surve, he touched the lives of so many people because of which even a thief who we may not expect to be someone who is well aware, even he realized and he was filled with remorse. And that too 14 years after this particular distinguished individual has passed away. So, what do we want to be remembered for? Do we want to create an enduring positive legacy or possibly not so great legacy? I'm sure we all want to create a positive legacy. So, in case we need to create a positive or great legacy for ourselves, then we'll have to focus on doing the right things in the right manner in terms of ensuring that we are able to support people around us. Because it's all about what we do now, which will help us to build and create a legacy when we are no more around, just like in the case of Narayan Surve. So, my best wishes to all of you through your words, actions, and deeds. Let us all focus on building a very strong legacy for ourselves, which should be enduring, and people should remember us for whatever we have done, even long after, that could be years or generations after we are no longer there. All the very best, and thank you very much for your time.